Well, hello. I am so pleased that I get to do this lesson for you today. How lucky am I? I'm missing you all lots and lots, and I know Eleanor is too, so we hope that we can see you all soon. Now, your teachers told me that you're thinking about what a vicar is and what a vicar does. So I've come into church and I've made a bit of a treasure hunt. We're going to look round and see what we can see that's going to tell us all about what a vicar does. Now, some vicars will wear something like this. And that's a bit like your school uniform, isn't it? So that when people see us, they know what our job is. So some vicars will wear one of these. And a vicar is somebody who works in the church and who feels like God has said to them, I've got this job for you. Will you do it? So let's keep looking, see what we can see, to see if we can work out what a vicar does. So one thing that a vicar does, I've got a clue here. I wonder if you know what this funny thing is for. You see, there are some steps going up. Oh, and right there is a really big Bible, and the Bible is what Christians believe has all the stories in about God and about Jesus. And the vicar will stand in this spot, and you can see from here, can you see all of the chairs? Now normally there'll be people sat in them, but I'm in here on my own at the minute. And when the vicar is stood here, they will tell the people in the chairs some of the stories and tell them what they mean. And that is a really good job for the vicar to do. They get to tell all the people in church about what it says in the Bible and what that means. Now, another thing a vicar will do is they will say prayers. You know how, like, at the end of our assembly, me or Eleanor or Collins will say a prayer? Well, a vicar says prayers, but it's not just a vicar who says prayers. Because lots of Christians will pray and lots of Christians will talk to God. But sometimes the vicar will lead the prayers, will help people to pray. But lots of times, other people in the church that aren't the vicar, they'll lead the prayers too, because they can do it as well. So this isn't just the vicar's job, but it's a nice job to have. So, let's see what's through here for my next clue. What does a vicar do? And you might recognise some of these from assembly. Can you see the Playmobil figures and children's Bible? And one thing that the vicar gets to do that is a really great job is to do things for children. And that might be telling stories from the Bible, like in our assemblies, or making things with Playmobil figures, or you've seen some of Eleanor's amazing Lego figures as well, haven't you? So the vicar gets to work with the children, and it's a bit like teaching, though I'm not an expert like your school teachers are. But we get to tell the children stories and to teach them about what Christians believe and what the Bible says. Let's go and see what else we can find. Now, can you see this? I wonder if you've seen this before. You might have seen it in some of our videos. And this is what some Christians call an altar. It's like a big table, isn't it? And the vicar will use this big table and will say some special words. And all of the people who are in church will come to this table and will have, in some churches, bread and wine. And so the vicar is kind of like inviting the people in church to a special meal. Just like Christians believe that Jesus had a special meal with his friends, with his disciples. So that's another thing that a vicar does in lots of different churches. Now, I wonder if anyone knows what this is. I wonder if any of you have ever seen something like this before. Well, this is what lots of Christians will call a font. And one of the jobs that a vicar has is to do special services. And I wonder if any of you have ever been to a christening, or whether you've been christened. Well, one of the jobs of a vicar is to do this special service called a christening, and there'll be water in here. And the vicar will pour some water on the person who's being christened and welcome them into the Christian family. That's what Christians believe. So that's one of the jobs, is that there's extra services like christenings. And that's a very nice job for a vicar. So you might notice I'm not in the church now, because another thing that a vicar does is sees and speaks to lots of different people. And so it's not just about what goes on in the church or even the people who come to the church. Being a vicar means you get to talk to lots of people, to listen to lots of people, and even to help people if they need it. And that's a bit tough at the minute, isn't it? Because I know we have to be at home quite a lot of the time. But when I go on my walk every day, I hope that I get to see people and talk to them, even if we're talking from one end of the street to the other. That's a really special thing for me. And I'm very lucky because often I see some of you. And I love it when I get to see you and get to wave at you. So do say hi if you see me. But yes, so that's one of the things that a vicar does. Now, I've arrived somewhere that I think you will recognise. Let's see where I am now. Here we are. I've arrived at the Shade Primary School because one of the other things that lots of vicars do is assemblies. And I've not been lucky enough yet to be able to come into your school because I arrived when the virus had started. So I haven't been lucky enough to come in and meet you all in person. But lots of vicars will do assemblies, will come and talk to people in the schools, talk to all of you lot, and come and say hello, and maybe do a little bit about telling stories from the Bible, or lots of different things. And I have to say that doing assemblies and thinking of you all and looking forward to coming into your school, that's my favourite bit, because I love getting to know you and getting to know the school and your teachers, and that's the best bit for me. So I really love that, and I know lots of vicars do really love doing that too. I'm in my home now. I know lots of you are learning from home at the moment, aren't you? And I'm in my home because you can see my very messy desk. It's very messy, I do need to tidy it up. But vicars also have lots of meetings, and sometimes those meetings are about making sure the church is running, making sure everything's all right there, and sometimes those meetings are with different people. We're really lucky to have meetings with people all over Soham and even further who do lots of different things, so that we can think about our community, think about everybody who's in Soham and what we can do to think about those people. So that's another thing that vicars do. They have lots of meetings. Well, I hope this lesson has been helpful in learning a little bit about what a vicar does. I hope to see lots of you soon, and I'm thinking of you all, those who are at school and those who are at home. And I hope I'll see you soon. Bye.